Apparently, I am live. Um, for those of you that are watching this back, there is absolutely nobody here. And quite frankly, I almost hope that nobody shows up because there's like gorgeous weather around here. Everybody should be out flying. But this question has come up enough that I really want to um, see if anybody's interested in talking about it and give you guys the opportunity. So, all right, I got two folks. Who do we have? Three. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Let's see. Not now. How's everybody doing today? First off, if you're here and you're not out flying and you can go fly, then go fly instead of being here. Dumb name. I like that. That's a good name. That's a good name. It's a dumb name, but it's a good name. We'll let it fill up just a little bit more. We'll let it hit about the 2-minute mark. Is the weather? Where is everybody coming from? Anybody here? I'm in the southeastern U.S. Anybody here in like parts of the world that are? Oh, is it raining there? Where are you, Jay Bullfrog? I think we just became Facebook friends, didn't we? Ohio, raining, Miss. So okay, so up north of us, I guess it's raining. Y'all, I'm not kidding you. It's gorgeous here. I don't have any packs charged and didn't have a chance to charge them. I did spend time building with my son today, though, so there was some drone activity involved. All right, so let's get on to it. So a few folks have really enjoyed the short episodes. I like how you've broken the interviews into separate shows. Wilmington, North Carolina. John, my wife is from Wilmington. So I will be there very shortly. I may need to put a note out and look you up, buddy. Anyways, so there have been a lot of folks that have asked either for more episodic content or more long form, and I'm curious what you guys think. There's a little more effort in me breaking these things into episodes and kind of putting out a question or two at a time, and it also obviously drives views a little bit better. But if you guys really want to see like a 2-hour podcast form of, on YouTube, I'll put it out there and we'll see how it does. Is there anybody here at this point interested in that? It's real quiet. There's like 7 people. I got 1 thumbs up. Ooh. Anyways, I would love for y'all that are here and for people that may give feedback later, having long form or having episodic. An hour is what you like, Audio Gek. Oh, that's right, John. Okay, I got you now. Short episodes with a long recap episode is what Night Train says, but Audio Gek likes the long form. So I think it kind of solves 2 problems, right? Like for those of so I see it this way. Some of you folks are going to sit down and you have 10 minutes to consume an episode, maybe 20 minutes. So if I put up a 20-minute episode, people watch 10 minutes of it, right? But if I put up a 40-minute episode, then people watch 20 minutes of it. I don't know if that holds true. Like if I put out a 2-hour episode, are people going to watch 1 hour of it? Or are they going to go forever? And the other thing is that the episodes let me really kind of pull out the real nitty gritty, the thing that impacts folks the most right then and there. Yeah, CJ Bullfrog, that's kind of, I think a lot of people are doing that. But I guess, man, I wonder if I can take a poll. I think the next one is actually with Troy Knockin. And I may put that out in 2 large episodes like I did with Lexi. We'll see. He's with Flynoceros, and he's a great guy, real great guy. It's interesting, Audio Gek. Yeah, I mean, I personally don't watch TV anymore either. I just watch YouTube. There's much more interesting content on there. So maybe maybe there is a place for an hour or two, but 3 hours. Yeah, well, I mean, it's obviously working for Joe Rogan, right? Like, I mean, not that I'm Joe Rogan, but it has a place. Now, I will say this: I did a lot of podcasting a few years ago. You can actually look for it under Tech Moonshine. And we tried to really keep things to 30, 45 minutes. They would occasionally get over to 40 to an hour, but I had no analytics at the time to tell me how people were watching, what they were watching, what they liked. And it's very, now that I have, Tech Moonshine, y'all. Hello, Loco FPV. Good to see you, Rob. Not to dox Rob. Rob is great, y'all. But the long form stuff would be a lot easier to edit and would take less time to put out. I think you might be right, Dan Richmond. Hello, Expo FPV. Well, thank you, Dan. I just read your full comment. That's very nice. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of extra stuff I could put out from Drew, but I didn't want to over Drew you guys. And I don't want to be really heavily biased towards Rotor Riot at first. Because we did chat and we did just don't talk as long. Hold on. What was that, Rob? There's still more that I could put out from Drew, but I put out most of the stuff from Chad. I put out most of the stuff from Lexi. I'm going to put out most of the stuff from Troy. So we'll just see. I'll just play with it and we'll see what ends up happening. But thank you, Expo. Maybe I could always try to release both at the same time and just see which one people like. That would be an interesting experiment. Do an A/B test and just basically call it out right at the front. These are the episodes. These are the long form. Go for it. I personally kind of like the episodic stuff. I don't like to sit down for forever. Thank you, Loco. I can't wait to see that edit. Y'all go check out Loco FPV. That boy has completely abandoned drones, but he is now flying wings, and it is good stuff. He's put out and the guy can edit too, which is just, I mean, it's funny. I was listening to somebody from a different creative field talking about how they want to keep editing because the editing is what lets them get into the real creativity part. And I can say one thing is that it's been fun doing these interviews, but I definitely am missing getting a hard edit in, get something, really just a real straight to the point kind of a 5-10 minute thing that I kind of miss those. So, all right. Well, this was a rambly session. I appreciate y'all's feedback. I think, just to keep you guys posted, I have this idea floating around that I may pop into one of these lives in the near future and randomly pick someone and just interview that person right then, to the point where we get right on camera, and I'll go through the whole process with everybody. And hello from Sweden, Hero Spartan. Damn, dude, is it? I know why you're not flying in Sweden. It's because it's dark. Get actually just pull somebody out of the actual crowd and say, let's interview you, because I guarantee, as fun or cool as it is to talk to Drew or to Lexi or to all the other people that we've talked to, you guys have just as much of an interesting thing to say. Hey, Dan Richmond, where in North Carolina are you from? John Rumbold and I were just mentioning that my wife is from Wilmington, so we go to Wilmington very frequently. Anyways, yeah, so pulling one of the people out of the crowd. You dislike them, so Bardo. Oh, interesting. Statesville. I think I've been to Statesville. That's over on the western-ish side, right? Jay, you do just fine, man. You know what? Hearing from a noob, if we actually pulled a noob, which is such a derogatory term, let's be honest. But if we pulled a noob out of the crowd, and not a noob, but a noob, there's a pilot named a noob. Anyways, I'll move on. If we pulled a noob out of the crowd, I think it would be like an awesome chance for that person to dive into why they're into FPV and also ask questions like, hey, where do these wires go, right? Like, what do I do with that? I think that would be fun. 40 and 40, 70, that's west to me, man. That's, Dan, anything east of 95 is considered Western North Carolina. I just want to let you know. Wyoming, you're in the house. I should do a Larry King impression every time somebody tells me where they are. All right, so the topic of conversation, yeah, exactly. See, you know what, Dan? I used to live in Greenville, North Carolina. My mom and dad still live in Chocowinity. Excuse me, that should be my mama and my daddy still live in Chocowinity. And they, you know, that's the eastern part of North Carolina. And then anything west of 95, well, that's the western part of North Carolina. I hear you, Bullfrog. John, you tell Todd to call me. Sorry, Todd's my brother. And I'll walk you through it. Yeah, there's flying and learning tricks is no, Jay, you've got it wrong. The hard part is it's why Banggood isn't. You know what all right. This is an unpopular opinion. The problem with Banggood, there's two real problems with Banggood. Number one is that it takes forever to get your parts because you're shipping from China. Number two is there's an ethical dilemma when you order from Banggood because a lot of times the parts are cloned, and there's such little margin in this business in the first place that if somebody puts all their hard time into designing a flight controller and then it gets cloned and then all of a sudden, boom, it's available for $20 as opposed to 40 from China. A lot of people just go the China route. And that ends up causing the industry in general to be worth less. So you can buy from Banggood. You just have to be careful. Zodiac, I cannot speak Swedish. I'm very sorry. I could do the Swedish chef impression, but that would probably be offensive. So I won't do that. Anyways, going back to it, you can order from Banggood. There's actually good products on Banggood. You can get good motors from Banggood, but you just got to be careful with it. So there was another question in there. Let's see, middle of Charlotte. And Bullfrog, you're right. It does change very quickly. I haven't built anything in quite a while, and it feels like Kultbalar. How'd I do? Is that terrible? Let's see, all right, we're all gonna wait while Zodiac tells me meatball is very good. I did spend some time in Sweden at one point. So we went to no, I wasn't. I apologize. I wasn't in Sweden. I was in Switzerland, and meatballs are not very good, or my pronunciation was awful, because I fully accept that my pronunciation was awful. Yeah, my wife and I went skiing in Switzerland one time, and that's about as close as I've come to Sweden. Maybe Germany is closer, but that's Italian though. That's Italian. How do you? I can't get you on here. I'll have to look up how to say the umlaut sound. But I'm sure there's probably some special sound that goes along with the umlaut. Anyways, moving on. So we got 24 folks in now. I'm going to cut this off at about 15, 20 minutes. For those of you that haven't had a chance to voice your opinion, Frank, I'm sorry, man. I honestly, I have no idea what the deal is with. I honestly turn off all my notifications, anyways. Long form is done. Who has 90 plus minutes to spare in an FPV interview? Why even asking? I'll tell you why I'm asking. It's because people have actually asked for it. I would love to do. I'll tell you what would be really fun is I'd love to do a live interview at some point, but there's a lot of discomfort. You'd have to be really comfortable with the guest would have to be really comfortable with me to do that. That would be a lot of fun. But Armaton, are you really Armaton Quads? Or is that just your name? Let's see who you are. Oh, it doesn't tell me. Yeah, so but now keep in mind there's a lot of folks on here that like have a shop or something like that. They just leave YouTube running in the background. And so they have the time to walk around and listen to a 2 or 3 hour podcast style YouTube channel. I know that the way that I can consume it, hey Chris, the way that I consume it is like I sit down and I watch maybe 5 or 6, 10 or 15-minute videos, and then I go to bed. So that's where I'm coming from as a as the whole idea behind how you should, put out content. Yeah, see, Audio Geek really likes it. I don't know. Maybe I'll put out both. Who knows? Maybe I'll create a second channel and just say, if you want the long form, go there. Yeah, that's the other thing I can do is make a playlist. That's a good idea, Eric. I could do that as well. How many of you all, this is something else I want to get into at some point, and I don't know who to get into it with. Armaton can definitely be interviewed. I would love to interview Armaton, and we can make that happen, my friend. You reach out to me on Facebook if we haven't already. And look, there's a lot of people that are associated with brands that I don't know their names are associated with the brand. So if we're already connected, then ping me right now. If we're not connected, then just tell me you're from Armaton, and we will be connected. Thank you very much. I mean, I appreciate that. Y'all, Armaton likes my stuff. Good stuff, man. Yeah. Now I will say the times that I listen to longer content is when I'm like cooking or doing the dishes, or like I've been doing a bunch of laundry today to make my wife happy. Hello there, Double A. So anyways, all right. I think y'all have given me a lot of good stuff to think about. Are there any major topics we want to hit before I go? Loco wants to do it. Let's do it. What are we doing, Loco? Is there another Loco in the house? Are there 2 Loco FPVs? Maybe I should interview Loco FPV. Happy wife, happy life. That is absolutely the truth, man. By the way, Frank, I was the cute one, right? And that other guy, the fuzzy one with the guy liner, that was the Mr. Fuzzy, right? Frank's recent comment on Drew's latest is hysterical. He was typing some deep comment, and how is my beard? Look, the beard is out of control right now. Dumb name. I would say that's not a terrible topic. I would probably frame it in the aspect of I'm going to interview somebody that really doesn't even know where to start and go from there. Drown the other imposter. You should not confess to murder on the internet. Thank you, Double A. All right, Chris, I've been warned. You have an answer to everything. This is Chris from Armaton. I will definitely prepare some tough questions for Armaton. You know, Jay Bullfrog, I have a 3D printer, and it is very useful when it's working. All right, well, definitely, I'll look you up. Okay. All right. It's a Studio Gangsta I had to get rid of. So in this, just to recap here for everybody, we're gonna try experimenting with long form and short form. Loco FPV off the other Loco FPV. I'm going to interview Armatan, and what else are we gonna do? Good. I'm glad you told him to call his mom. I would love to interview Johnny FPV. I honestly, Johnny, I mean, that dude is probably out making boatloads of money somewhere. Yes, my tune definitely sucks. Thou shalt be only one Loco. This is true. All right. Well, thank you. Probably mostly gentlemen, but ladies, if you're there as well. And I'm gonna sign off. My son will be coming home soon, and it is getting dark. And I would love to look. Some of these people I'd love to interview. Interview Joshua Bardwell. I think an interview with Joshua Bardwell. I'd have to be on my P's and Q's for that one. I think Johnny is a real person. All right, I'm gonna call it. I will talk to you all very soon. Chris, I will reach out to you very soon, and I'm excited to keep doing the interviews. It's a lot of fun. So thank you guys for joining in. I appreciate it. Keep tuning until you get burnout. That's exactly it. All right, I'm gonna learn Swedish. I'll see y'all later. Bye. I gotta go learn Swedish. That's the point of this, right?